Okay, so have you ever had that feeling like you're just overwhelmed, maybe stressed out, completely stuck because of, well, other people?
Mm-hmm.
What they're doing, what they're saying, maybe even just what you think they're thinking.
Right. It's like you're constantly fighting this invisible current all the time, trying to manage everything.
Exactly, and you feel kind of powerless. But what if I told you there's like a really simple, maybe revolutionary two-word fix?
Wow. The two-word solution.
That's what we're doing today. A deep dive into this thing called the let them theory.
Yeah, and it's really fascinating. Mel Robbins developed it, and it takes these, complex human interactions and just boils them down into steps you can actually use. Our mission today really is to unpack how it helps you get your energy back, focus on what matters to you.
Right. Pinpointing where your power actually is.
Exactly.
So for this deep dive, we've dug into Mel Robbins' work on this let them theory. It's basically a framework designed to empower you, protect your time, your energy, your happiness by focusing on the one thing you actually can control, yourself.
Yourself. Let's jump in. So to really get let them, it kind of helps to know where Mel Robbins was coming from. Her own journey, starting with her famous 5-second rule.
Yeah, her personal story is, well, it's quite something.
Right. At 41, she's in this massive hole. We're talking $800,000 in debt. She's unemployed. Her husband's restaurant business is failing.
Just completely lost.
Totally lost. And it wasn't like she hadn't tried things. I mean, her resume is wild. Public defender, lawyer, startups, advertising, life coach, radio host.
Even owned a pottery studio.
Yeah. So a really diverse path.
It just shows, doesn't it? That kind of background doesn't make you immune to feeling like a complete failure.
Yeah.
And that intense struggle, personal, financial, that was really the crucible for her first big breakthrough. That feeling of being stuck, we all know it.
And out of that struggle, something really unexpected happened. It was right in the middle of that desperate time. This simple thought pops into her head. She'd seen a rocket launch, the countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And she thought, what if I just did that? Counted backward and launched myself out of bed. And, well, it actually worked. She moved before her brain could talk her out of it. And then she started using it for everything.
Like what?
Getting up with the alarm, making that call to find a job, opening the bills that were just piling up.
Oh, wow.
It was about forcing herself, to make those tiny, really uncomfortable steps forward every day, even when she absolutely did not feel like it.
Those little moves forward.
Yeah, and that small action, that 5-second countdown, helped her claw out of debt, face really tough marriage issues, quiet her anxiety, get back in shape.
So it became this really powerful tool for self-improvement. Forcing action.
Totally.
And it really drills down that core lesson.
Yeah.
Action is the answer.
Yeah.
We get stuck thinking, analyzing.
Right. Waiting to feel motivated.
Exactly. Which often means you wait forever.
Yeah.
The 5-second rule is fundamentally about saving yourself from yourself.
Yeah.
Internal change.
What's amazing, though, is she was so reluctant to share it at first.
Really?
Well, she didn't fully get why it worked scientifically back then. And honestly, she felt like, who was she to give advice in that situation?
Makes sense.
But then she gets invited to speak at this small conference in San Francisco about career change. And she actually has a full-blown anxiety attack right there on stage.
Oh, no.
Yeah. About 19 minutes in, she just blurts out the 5-second rule and then gives everyone her email address.
Oh, my gosh.
She thought it was the worst speech of her life.
Really?
Disaster.
But that turned out to be one of the first TEDx conferences, didn't it?
Yep. And the video, it went viral, became one of the most watched TEDx talks ever.
Wow.
People started emailing her from everywhere. Incredible stories, how this simple rule just changed their life.
Like what kind of stories?
Getting jobs, losing like 100 pounds, getting sober, starting businesses. Even people saying it stopped them from attempting suicide.
That's profound. Just from a simple countdown.
Yeah.
It really shows that universal struggle with motivation, doesn't it? And how a simple, maybe counterintuitive solution can just resonate so deeply.
Okay, so the 5-second rule, that was all about her relationship with herself, right? Internal stuff.
Right. Getting yourself moving.
But then, just a couple years ago, something totally new pops up. Something that completely changed her relationship with other people.
And this is where we kind of zoom out and look at the bigger picture. The 5-second rule is internal change, self-discipline. But the let them theory, that shifts the focus outwards to the external world.
Specifically
Specifically to other people. Their actions, their opinions, their choices, all the stuff that's completely beyond our control.
Ah, okay.
It tackles that burden, that weight so many of us carry of trying to manage everybody else.
And this big revelation, it came from, well, a pretty unexpected place. Her son Oakley's prom.
Prom night, really?
Yeah. See, she'd done 4 proms with her daughters, who were obsessed with every single detail. Oakley, totally last minute. Tuxedo, sneakers, even finding a date.
It's no right for a teenage boy.
Totally. So Mel, being Mel the fixer, she meticulously makes this beautiful corsage.
Oh, dear.
Right. She offers it, and he just snaps, Mom, she doesn't want a corsage. Don't bring that.
Could she listen?
What do you think? She brought it anyway, and of course.
His date already had one.
Yep. Already wearing her own. Then it starts pouring rain. None of the kids have umbrellas.
Oh, chaos.
And then Oakley and his friends decide they're going to Amigos Taqueria, this tiny Mexican place, like 4 tables for pre-prom dinner. No reservations.
Oh, no. The parents must have been freaking out.
Full panic mode, trying to find reservations somewhere else, ordering pizzas, just scrambling.
That's such a classic parent scenario, isn't it? That urge to control, to fix, to prevent any discomfort for your kids.
Definitely.
Even when it might, override their own plans or letting them face natural consequences. It really begs the question, how do you let others live their lives, imperfections and all, without constantly jumping in?
So what was the moment? How did this stressful prom night turn into this huge revelation for Mel?
Yeah, what happened?
It was actually her daughter, Kendall. She steps in, grabs Mel's arm, looks her right in the eye, and Kendall says, Mom, if Oakley and his friends want to go to a taco bar for pre-prom, let them.
Wow.
Mel starts protesting, but it's too small, they'll get soaked. And Kendall just keeps going, Mom, let them get soaked. But his new sneakers will get ruined, let them get ruined. And then the final blow, Mom, you're being annoying. Let them show up to prom in wet tuxedos and dresses. Let them go eat where they want. It's their prom, not yours. Just drop it.
Boom. Just like that.
Exactly.
And that anecdote, it just perfectly nails the core idea, doesn't it? Let them is about freedom.
Freedom from what?
Freedom from that huge burden of trying to manage everyone else's opinions, their drama, their judgment.
Right, stopping the waste of time and energy.
Exactly. Stop trying to control the uncontrollable, which is basically everyone else, and focus back on you.
And people instantly got it right when she shared that story.
Instantly. The video went viral, millions of views, comments pouring in. It became like a top shared podcast episode globally. Almost overnight.
Wow.
It just showed how deeply that feeling resonated, that need for release.
Okay, but here's the really important part, the twist that makes it super actionable. Let them is only half of it.
Ah, there's more.
Yeah. The full theory is actually let them plus let me.
Let them, let me. Okay.
Mel figured this out when she caught herself totally spiraling. She saw friends posting pictures from a fun trip they took without her.
Ouch. That feeling of exclusion.
Totally. Without let them, she was like, full-on stalker mode online, feeling rejected, insecure, confused. When did they plan this? Why wasn't I included? Felt like middle school all over again.
Yeah, that's a dangerous place to be, because just focusing on let them could actually backfire, right?
How so?
Well, it could lead to isolation or feeling superior, like, oh, let them do their silly thing, or just withdrawing completely. If she'd stopped at just let them, she might have ended up gossiping, pulling away, making things awkward with friends she actually liked. It doesn't really help you build the connections you want.
That's such a good point. Okay, so let them go away, let them plan with whoever they want. That part helped her get some distance from the hurt, right?
Yeah.
Created mental space.
Exactly. It stops the immediate emotional reaction.
But then comes let me. And this is the game changer.
How does let me work?
It creates the space to think about your part. What do you want to do? It's about taking radical responsibility for your own experience.
Okay, so in her case.
For Mel, it was like, let me stop expecting other people to always include me. Let me take responsibility for what I want in my life. Let me be more proactive about reaching out to people myself.
Ah, so it shifts from victim.
Exactly. From feeling like a victim of what others do to feeling like the agent, the driver of your own life.
And this is where the theory gets really practical, like for everyday stuff. We let tiny things stress us out all the time, don't we?
The slow cashier, traffic, someone talking too loud on their phone.
Right. And the fundamental law here is still, you cannot control what other people say, think, or do, period.
Your power is only in what you say, think, or do.
Exactly. That's where you focus.
Okay, give me an example, like Mel's airport stress test.
Right. So she's on a plane, heading to some big speaking gigs. The guy behind her is coughing, like constantly. open-mouthed coughing.
Ugh, nightmare.
Totally. She feels that instant annoyance rising up, worried about getting sick before her events.
What'd she do?
First, the passive-aggressive stuff, huffing, maybe some glaring.
Uh-huh. We've all been there.
Then she politely asks him to cover his mouth. He still keeps coughing. It's totally wrecking her mood. She can't focus on her work.
She's losing it.
Pretty much.
Mm.
And it's a perfect example of how these external triggers can just hijack our internal state.
Right.
Dr. Aditi Nurikar, she's a physician at Harvard Med, wrote, "The 5 resets," she explains, "stress isn't just a feeling. It's physiological. It literally hijacks your prefrontal cortex."
The thinking part of the brain.
Exactly. The part for logic, planning, organizing, decision-making, patience. When you're stressed, your brain flips into survival mode.
And all that higher thinking goes out the window. You just react.
You got it. So the really critical question this raises is, how do you actually shift out of that survival mode when stress is actively messing with your brain's ability to think straight?
Okay, so what's the answer? How do you use let them let me here?
Well, recognizing stress as a body-brain function you can influence is the first step. That's where the power comes back to you.
It's about your response, not the trigger.
Precisely. It's about consciously choosing, okay, let me take another breath. Let me slow my stress response down. Let me calm my body and brain.
Does that actually work, like deep breaths?
Yeah, it does. Deep breaths stimulate something called the vagus nerve. It runs from your brain to your gut. And taking slow, deep breaths sends a direct calming signal back to your brain.
Ah, interesting.
So, you take responsibility for your health, your well-being, not the coughing stranger. It helps you respond intentionally instead of just reacting.
Let them cough. Let me breathe.
Basically, yeah. And this same idea applies directly to dealing with other people's opinions. That's a huge source of anxiety for so many of us.
Oh, definitely. The fear of judgment.
We have this deep-seated desire to control what others think. And it leads to procrastination, perfectionism, self-doubt, all that stuff.
But the truth is...
The liberating truth is people can have negative opinions about you no matter what you do. You just can't win that game.
So let them.
Let them think whatever the heck they want to think.
Okay, but that sounds easier said than done. Like Mel's social media thing.
Right. That's a perfect example. She starts out as a speaker, needs to market her business online, but her social media is all personal, family, friends.
And she's terrified.
Terrified. For 2 years, she struggles to post about her work. She's thinking, who does she think she is? What a phony...
Constantly second-guessing.
Totally. Drafting hundreds of posts, worrying if it sounds arrogant, if people will unfollow her, deleting things constantly.
And the cost of that fear?
Huge. It stopped her from marketing her business effectively, getting clients, getting out of debt faster. Immense cost.
So the solution is just grant people the freedom to think badly of you.
Exactly. Let them think what they want. Because that frees you up. It frees you to focus on yourself and say, okay, let me do what I want to do with my one wild and precious life.
And if your actions line up with your values...
then you'll be proud of yourself.
Yeah.
And honestly, what other people think, it just won't sting as much. It loses its power.
Okay, and it's not just about fear of judgment, right? It's also about trying to please everyone.
Oh, absolutely. The people-pleasing trap.
Mel's example of the birthday party and grandparents' visit. Driving hours, staying late, waking up hungover.
Trying to make everyone happy.
Only to hear the birthday friends say, why'd she even bother coming if she could only stay one night?
Ouch.
And then her mom whispers, Grandma was so disappointed you weren't here when she arrived last night.
Ugh. You can't win.
Right. Even bending over backward doesn't guarantee anything. So the new approach, with let them, is...
now I bend over backward to make myself happy.
The reason you make the effort is to make you proud of you, not to manage their feelings.
And this gets really intense with family, doesn't it? Family opinions often cut deeper.
Why is that?
Well, they've known you the longest, right? They often feel entitled to their opinions. Plus, you're part of this interconnected system, and any change you make can cause big reactions.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This is where understanding someone's frame of reference is so key. Basically, their unique perspective, shaped by their life.
Like Mel's mom reacting to her marrying Chris.
Exactly. Her mom wasn't excited at first. Said, I would never have picked him for you. But understanding her mom's frame of reference helped Mel see why. Her mom had left home young, married, moved far away, had no support.
Ah, so she saw Mel potentially repeating that pattern.
Right. She saw Mel marrying someone from the East Coast and staying far away, just like she had.
Yeah.
From her perspective, her fear made sense.
So the mom wasn't wrong from her view.
Exactly. She was right based on her frame of reference. And Mel wasn't wrong either because her frame of reference was different.
Okay.
Once you get that, you can genuinely say, okay, let them have their opinions. It frees you up to focus on your response. And paradoxically, that often creates space for more honesty, more connection, more love, not less.
That's really insightful. Okay, what about this adult childlike behavior Dr. Ann Davin talks about?
Right. We see it all the time, don't we? Adults acting emotionally immature, pouting, silent treatment, passive-aggressive text, just blowing up.
And we often feel like we have to manage it.
We do. But the truth is, it's not your job to manage another adult's emotional reaction. Dr. Davin points out that in those moments, most adults basically have the emotional capacity of an 8-year-old.
8-year-old, seriously?
Think about it. The silent treatment. It's usually a desperate attempt to get attention because they don't know how to process their feelings maturely.
So the solution is let them.
Let them react. Mel suggests actually visualizing an 8-year-old inside their body, not to be dismissive, but to foster compassion instead of contempt.
Okay, that's an interesting visual.
It helps you remember. It's not your fault, and it's not your problem to solve. It empowers you to set healthier boundaries.
And emotions themselves, they're just temporary.
Exactly. The science shows emotions are basically bursts of chemicals. They last about 90 seconds if you don't fuel them by reacting.
90 seconds, that's it.
If you let them wash over you.
Yeah.
You can't stop them from rising up, but you can choose not to react, not to feed them. And remember, emotions are super contagious.
Okay, this leads to a really tough one, though. What about when making the right decision for yourself causes huge pain for others?
Yes. When the right decision feels wrong, like calling off a wedding.
Right. Mel shared that story from the groom who knew he should call it off, but couldn't stand the thought of hurting his fiancée, his parents.
It's so common. We often choose to inflict pain on ourselves rather than make that hard choice that will inevitably hurt people we care about.
So how do you handle that? How do you make that choice?
The key is learning to ride the emotional wave. Those feelings, guilt, sadness, fear, they rise and fall. They feel overwhelming, but you won't actually drown in them.
So you have to give yourself permission.
Exactly. Permission to feel it all. Let me grieve. Let me cry in my bed for days. Let me tell the story over and over. You allow the emotion without letting it dictate your necessary action.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. How do we motivate other people? Like, get them to change without just pressuring them, which never works.
Right, because pressure almost always backfires. It creates resistance. People have this fundamental, hardwired need to feel in control.
So you can't force it.
Nope. Adults only truly change when they feel like it, when the motivation comes from within. You can't really motivate them externally, but you absolutely can inspire them.
Okay, so how do you inspire change instead of forcing it? Mel has a tool, right? The ABC loop.
Yeah, the ABC loop. It's based on neuroscience and designed for influence, not pressure.
Okay, bring it down. A.
A is apologize, then ask open-ended questions. The apology isn't necessarily for wrongdoing. It's more like, hey, I'm sorry this is bothering you so much. Then you use techniques from motivational interviewing.
What's that?
It's a way of talking that helps people find their own reasons for change. You ask open-ended questions like, why does this bother you? You use the 5 whys, perhaps, to get deeper. The key is, let them talk. And let me listen.
Okay, apologize and ask. B.
B is back off and observe their behavior. After you've planted the seed, you give them space. Let that internal tension between where they are and where they want to be build into their own motivation.
And model the change yourself.
Exactly. Model the behavior you hope to see. Then just let them be. See is celebrate progress while you continue to model change. Dr. Tali Sharrett's research shows immediate positive compliments are super effective.
Like telling your husband he looks good after a workout.
Precisely. People want to feel good. It reinforces the positive behavior.
So let them helps you detach from the drama.
Right. Rise above the emotions and the usual broken dynamics.
And let me, through this ABC loop, helps you actually influence positive change.
Exactly. It's a powerful combo.
Okay, now what about helping someone who's really struggling? This feels tricky.
It is tricky. And first, the big disclaimer. We are not talking about dangerous situations. Drunk driving, abuse you, absolutely intervene there.
Got it. Safety first.
And we're talking about supporting adults, not kids. Parents are responsible for their children. But with adults, rescuing them or enabling them often gets in the way of their healing.
Why is that?
Because people often hide their struggles because of shame, denial. And the really hard truth is, not everyone is ready to get better. You cannot want their sobriety or their healing more than they do.
That's tough to accept.
It is. But sometimes allowing someone to face the natural consequences of their actions is a necessary part of healing. Sometimes you have to let them struggle.
Wow. Okay, Mel's example with her daughter's anxiety.
Yeah, that's a powerful one. Even though it involves a child, the principle applies to enabling adults too. By letting her daughter sleep in her room every night out of fear.
She was trying to help.
Of course. But she inadvertently enabled the avoidance behavior, which made the anxiety worse. Her actions, though loving, essentially said, I don't believe you're strong enough to face this.
So the solution was the harder path.
Yeah. Facing the hard thing. Walking her daughter back to her own room, even with the crying. The idea is, let them borrow their belief from you. You believe they can handle it, even when they don't believe it themselves.
And this applies to things like financial support, too.
Absolutely. When adults keep violating the terms of financial help, sometimes the most loving thing is to say, let me cut them off financially.
Like Chris's brother did with him. Refused to loan more money.
Exactly. It forced Chris to hit his own rock bottom, which was the catalyst for him changing his life. There's a principle Mel mentions. If your parents pay for your life, they often feel they get to vote on it.
Financial independence equals freedom from opinions.
Often, yes. So how do you provide support the right way without enabling?
Yeah, what does that look like?
Focus on specific, practical, non-enabling actions. Offer to help clean, just be company, bring over paper plates so they don't have to do dishes, take their kids to the park for an hour.
Small, concrete things.
Right. Invite them to do normal activities. Text them support without demanding a response. Your role is to be a steady beacon of hope, not to fix their problems for them.
Okay, let's talk friendships. This is huge for so many adults. That feeling of, where did all my friends go?
The great scattering, as Mel calls it, it's so real. Friendship in childhood is often like a group sport, right? Planned by parents. School structures things.
Yeah, it's kind of built in.
But in adulthood, it becomes an individual sport. You have to make the effort. And people scatter jobs, cities, different life stages like marriage, kids, empty nest, divorce.
So you find yourself thinking,
let them move away. Let them prioritize their new family or friends. Let them not have time for me right now. Let them not include me in that thing.
That feeling of exclusion, even if it's just circumstantial, it can hurt intensely.
Oh, absolutely. Mel's story about her close neighborhood friend group, and then one friend moves just across the street.
Yeah. What happened?
Suddenly, the families literally across the street were hanging out more just because of sheer proximity. It wasn't personal, but Mel felt excluded.
And how did she react?
Badly, by her own admission. She got cold, bitter, felt like a walking friendship red flag.
Okay, let's unpack this. How do you navigate that feeling when it's often not about you at all?
Understanding the 3 pillars of friendship can be a game changer here. It helps reframe those painful moments.
Okay, what are the pillars?
First, proximity. Simple physical closeness. It allows for the time needed to build connection. That University of Kansas study found it takes about 74 hours together for a casual friend, over 200 for a close one.
Wow, 200 hours.
Yeah. Think about it. We often spend more time with coworkers than our actual friends or family just due to proximity.
Okay, pillar 1, proximity. What's 2?
Second is timing. Are you in same life chapter? Single together, new parents together, empty nesters? Shared experience matters.
Makes sense. And third?
Third is energy. Do you just click or not?
Yeah.
And that energy can shift over time, naturally.
So when friendships fade?
It's usually because one of these pillars, proximity, timing, or energy, has changed. It's rarely a personal failing on either side. Understanding that makes it easier to genuinely say, let them.
Okay, but just saying let them can leave you lonely.
Exactly. That's where let me becomes crucial for creating the friendships you want.
Like Mel moving to a new town at 54, feeling totally alone.
Yeah. She realized she had to practice what she preached to her daughter about college. Give it a year. You have to actively put yourself out there.
Even when it's awkward, like her daughter's forcing her to knock on a stranger's door.
Yeah. Literally pushing her towards the neighbor saying, our mom needs friends. But it worked.
So let me in friendship means?
Embracing the habit of going first. Let me be the first to introduce myself. Let me say hello.
Simple actions.
Super simple. Compliment someone genuinely. Be curious about them. Smile and say hi, with zero expectation of it leading anywhere.
And creating community.
Look for group things based on shared interest. CrossFit, cooking class, book club, whatever. Then, crucially, take connections outside the class. Invite people for coffee, start a walking group. Chris, Mel's husband, did this with a gym, golf, paddle tennis, volunteering.
It takes consistent effort.
It does. It reminds me of that Tom Brady quote. You don't have to be special, just consistent, determined, and willing to work for it. Most people aren't.
So let them help you be flexible, not take friendships personally.
And let me is where you take control, focusing on the actions you can take to build the connections you desire.
Okay, last big area. Choosing the love you deserve. Dating. Ugh.
Yeah. It can feel hard, toxic, competitive. People compromise their values, chase unavailable people, give their power away.
So what's the truth here?
The truth is, people's behavior tells you exactly how they feel. You cannot control if someone chooses you, but you 100% get to choose how you show up and who you choose.
So let them reveal who they are.
That's your superpower in dating. If you find yourself constantly making excuses for someone's behavior, stop. Let them reveal if they make an effort. Let them reveal if they actually care.
Mel has that great line.
If they like you, you'll know. If they don't, you'll be confused. It's that simple.
Okay, but the hard part is...
The hard part is the let. Let me see them for who they really are based on their actions. Let me accept the truth in their behavior. Maybe I'm just not a priority for them. And then
stop chasing.
Stop chasing. Reclaim your energy.
What about long-term relationships? When is it normal friction versus a sign it's truly broken?
Good question. Overthinking, frustration, bickering. Some of that is normal. Mel suggests 2 core requirements for a partnership to work long-term.
What are they?
1, both people genuinely want it to work and are willing to do the work. Both parts are key.
Okay. And 2?
2, the issues you face don't require either person to give up fundamental dreams or core values.
Ah, the deal breakers. Compatibility.
Exactly. Often, the unresolvable problems come down to basic incompatibility. One wants to move to London, the other wants to stay put. One desperately wants kids, the other definitely doesn't.
Those are impasse moments.
Right. And in those moments, you have to face reality. My partner is not changing on this. They are moving to London.
Yeah.
With or without me, let them.
And then the let me.
Let me make a choice based on this reality. It's not about blame. It's about clarity.
That stat from the Gottman Institute is sobering, isn't it? 69% of relationship problems are unresolvable.
It is. Which means sometimes you really only have 2 choices.
Yeah.
You have to choose to end your bitching or end the relationship.
Accept it or leave it.
Pretty much.
Right.
Like Mel talks about her ADHD driving her husband Chris crazy sometimes.
Huh?
But he accepts it. He practices let Mel be Mel, and that acceptance brings peace.
Okay, and if it does end, surviving heartbreak.
Mel's therapist nailed it. It's grief.
Yeah.
Pure and simple grief.
So practical advice.
First, no contact for 30 days is often recommended. It helps break the habitual patterns, unlearn reaching out, and be patient. It takes at least 3 months, often longer, to really move through the initial grief.
So you have to allow it.
You have to. Let me grieve. Let me cry. Let me tell the story again. Let me resist texting them. Let me just be sad for a while. Don't rush it.
And actionable steps for healing.
Remove triggers, photos, reminders. Maybe give your bedroom a makeover. Lean hard on friends and family. Fill your calendar, even with small things. Pick a personal challenge. Run a 5K. Learn something new.
What about the revenge diet or makeover?
Mel warns against that. If you do it for you, not to show your ex. The focus has to shift back to yourself.
Which brings us full circle, really.
It does.
So what does this all ultimately mean for your life?
It means recognizing that you are the singular source of your own happiness, your fulfillment, your joy. You're the love of your life.
It's about cultivating that let me be me energy.
Yes. Let me prioritize my own happiness. Let me chase my dreams. Let me set boundaries to protect my peace. Let me choose relationships that lift me up. And let me love myself enough to walk away when something just isn't working for me anymore. Hashtag tag outro. Think about the sky for a second. It's always changing, right? Sometimes clear blue, sometimes cloudy, sometimes stormy.
Right. Unpredictable.
And maybe you've spent a lot of your life wishing the clouds away, trying to fight the rain, wanting only sunshine. But the sky, it doesn't care what you want. It just does what it does.
Okay.
And if we connect that back to everything we've discussed, why would you keep entrusting your confidence, your peace of mind, your happiness to the unpredictable whims of other people, which are just like that shifting weather? It really makes you ask, what's the actual cost of not taking back control where you can, of not harnessing this power?
The people, the situations around you, they're the weather. You can't control them. So the cost of not using let them is constantly getting soaked by other people's worries, their actions, their opinions. Wasting energy resisting what is.
And the cost of not using let me.
Oof. That's all the missed opportunities in your own life, isn't it? The books you didn't write, the trips you didn't take, the careers you didn't pursue because you were waiting for permission or afraid of judgment, the people you didn't talk to, the dreams you put on the back burner.
But here's the truly liberating part. You are entirely responsible for your own happiness, your energy, your progress.
If you're not where you want to be.
The great news is, it's all your fault. Which sounds harsh, but...
The even better news is, the second you decide to, you can change it.
Exactly. It's not blame, it's power. You are in charge. You get to decide where you invest your precious time and energy.
Now, I won't lie to you listening. Embracing this fully every day. It's not always going to be easy. There will be pushback, internal and external.
Definitely not easy.
But the moment you really decide to take your power back, the moment you start practicing, let me. It's truly just a matter of time until things start to shift. So I want to personally welcome you to your let me era.
Yeah, it's time. Time to say, let me get started. Let me take that risk. Let me finally write that book or apply for that job or whatever it is. Let me be honest, finally, about what I truly want. And hey, if you don't quite believe in yourself right now, let me believe in you. If you don't know deep down that you can do it, let me know it for you until you do. Go start your Let Me era.